The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign, trusted by over 500 NFL players for their winning smiles, and broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your host, Nicole Hutchison.
Wake up, Cowboys Nation. Welcome into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. I'm Nicole Hutchison alongside Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison. Ladies, it's been a couple of days. How y'all doing? It's only been one day. Let me just stop being dramatic.
I said, how many days I missed?
Yeah, my bad. It's only been one. It's fine. How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Y'all good?
We're doing it. I'm rested.
Well rested?
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah,
Wake
up! 15. Watch 15 draft players because that's where we are.
Dang, you
I
already.
know.
Oh, that's
Everybody I'm
sick.
listening to is
Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight.
draft. I'm not I know, but I'm not ready to.
I'm not ready either, but unfortunately, you have to get ready.
Draft mode is crazy.
Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
Which sucks though, because we don't know. Come on, Segway. We don't know what's on the coordinators and stuff gonna look like.
Yeah, there's a lot of talks that we were not unable to talk about. That was a good segue.
I know.
Stay ready
Right.
so you
I'm
ain't gotta
getting
get
like
ready.
you.
But for real. Yeah, a lot of things happening and on the fan. Of course, hearing from Jerry Jones, him discussing Matt Eberflus and whether or not he is on notice or not. But we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. Trevon Diggs, obviously the big topic of conversation just because he was on IR. They take him off. He hasn't played enough games. He hasn't played since week 6, I believe. I think it was week 6.
Charlotte was his last game.
Yeah, so I believe it was week 6, but just so much controversy on whether or not the real story is it his knee? Is it his concussion? Is it whether or not he's not ready to play? What is he not doing to get back on the field? Just a lot of different things that we're hearing from, Shoddy, from Jerry Jones. Ladies, what's y'all's thoughts on just the whole Trevon Diggs situation and whether or not, could he realistically, with what you've seen, come in and help this cornerback situation?
Bree?
Realistically, it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
There she is.
It's 8 a.m.
We missed
It
you.
doesn't. I think the big reason everybody's eyes was on if they were going to bring him back last week was because they had something to play for. And then I was like, maybe, there's a lot. I know we're about to talk about it. There's so much happening internally. And they've been keeping it as close to vest as they could, but it's just impossible at this point. I think I mentioned it briefly Monday. Even after the loss, the storyline became Trevon Diggs because that's where all the cameras were and stayed for most of them. And granted, a lot of guys, you know how the mood is after a loss like that anyways, but I think we might have seen his last game when he played in the Charlotte game. And I think that's the end of the Trevon Diggs. Isaiah said it best on our pregame show. Feels like a really slow breakup. And I think that's the perfect way to look at just a slow, painful breakup. I kind of look at it as like a slow divorce because you're ready to go, but a divorce is kind of like a business. It's expensive.
But they in mediation. That's what you're saying.
It costs money to get a divorce. People want assets. People, that's how I look at the situation. I really do. Because it's not just as simple as cutting. I know I've seen different numbers about they keep him at a certain time, post June 1st cut, all these types of things that can happen. I don't see a world where he's back on the field as a Dallas Cowboy. It's just too far gone at this point.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. That's insane.
It don't.
It don't, but that was
People
just
are
so
talking.
straightforward.
We're in the draft. We're in the draft.
Okay.
The Eagles win, they're done. They lose, they're done. The percent, what was it, 1%?
1%.
Yeah, stop playing with me.
Okay.
Honestly, I agree with Bree. I feel like it's too far gone. Quite honestly, if they wanted to play him, I thought that they would have played him a long time ago, not just this past week. That was a key week. You needed depth on the secondary all season. So I'm just at a point to where I don't I don't see it happening anymore. This has been brewing a long time. I remember being at Senior Bowl and keeping my ears low to the ground and hearing things there. So this is, like, I think Isaiah said it very fantastically, Bree, is that it feels like a slow, breakup. So what you said. I'm over it.
At this point, I think the coach has been over, and they showed us when they put Rebel in, right? Like, you didn't know what you're going to get from him.
I'm over it. And I mean, I get that. I get what's going on, if it's his knee, if it's other things and stuff like that. I personally am at a place to where I don't care. This defense needs to get better. I don't care how it happened. I don't care who got to go. I don't care who got to stay. Well, actually, I do care about who got to stay.
Yeah.
But I just, I do care about who got to stay. But I just feel like it has been such a glaring hole. Your offense averaged 30 points this year. 30 points. And you still lost so many games. I don't care. Do what you need to do to get better on defense. Do what you need to do to have guys in here who, are, well, guess who might is.
I just want to go to Oxnard and not have drama this year.
Yeah.
Huh?
I just want to go to Oxnard and be in peace and build. Is that too much to ask?
Who you work for?
I need this all to be resolved.
Come on now.
Who do we work for?
For real.
I don't care.
Let's
I need this. That's what. And
Bria's had it.
It's not just.
8 a.m.
I think the team needs this. Like every time they go, they're out there. We're not even focusing on the X's and O's, and that is the backstory to the big story out there. And I think this team needs to get away from that. And it seems like the culture, the thing we've been saying since the beginning that Shotty's been emphasizing. I don't think Trevon Diggs fits that culture. I think they've been doing little subliminals all since Oxnard, to be honest. I mean, I was surprised. If I was him, I would have been offended when Jerry Jones went up there and said that I was one of the 2 players that I probably signed too early. Do you remember that?
I do remember.
That was the first. I was like, oh, that's not good. Then we had the $500,000
the
fine
fines
for not doing that. Then we had him speak about the scheme, Matt Eberflus's scheme. I don't think that was the way to go about it. You know what I mean? And to me, that I'm like, this is my 3rd NFL locker room. I've never had a player on camera openly say he went against the coach with a scheme. That seems like an internal conversation, and I just don't think that is what the direction this team needs to go trying to go.
That's something that Jerry Jones actually said on The Fan. He said that players always want to return fast. With Trevon Diggs, he said his play style requires a certain level of health. Diggs will, quote, go away from the scheme to make a great play. When he doesn't make that play, you can have a bad play. That is what... Stop throwing your pen.
So that quote was crazy.
That is what he said on The Fan. And honestly... Do y'all think, because I forgot who I was talking to yesterday, just, the whole Trevon Diggs situation. And we were just talking about how, with the Micah Parsons trade, I mean, we knew that Trevon Diggs was going to be affected by that, whether it was...
And he said he was.
And he said he was, they were boys. And now you're kind of seeing, from what I've heard, it's not fitting that culture. And again... You don't need that in this locker room, specifically when you have a first-year head coach, first-year a lot of guys on this staff. It makes it a lot difficult. But now, I mean, you've got a situation where you got to possibly get rid of Diggs. Possibly. We don't know what's happening. And maybe now thinking about what do you do with a Matt Eberflus. And there's some conversations there with, Jerry Jones basically saying that, these next 3 games are pivotal for, the deciding factor of whether or not Matt Eberflus will stay. Thoughts on, what Matt Eberflus has done here. Aisha, I'll start with you, and whether or not is it worthy of getting another year on his contract.
Well, I think going back to what you said about Trevon Diggs, in regard to Jerry kind of mentioning Trevon Diggs trying to make plays, and then maybe it's hurting the rest of the defense. Hey, that's something that's happening a lot on film.
Yeah.
It's not just him. It's not just him when he's out there. And that tells me, anytime I've seen that, is that, when guys are kind of doing their own thing in some sense. I mean, there were some of I seen some of the better players on the defensive line jumping out of their gaps and doing things. That tells me to some extent that guys aren't trusting what they're supposed to be doing right now. And for me, it's been that bad, y'all. And here's another thing too, is that fact that there are gentlemen on this defense, like ain't nobody playing well. It'd be one thing if like, even Quentin Williams looked a little crazy last week. What?
Not a little crazy.
The dusty is rubbing off. Like, hey, listen, like, I just think it is too much when you got players that don't believe in this, that aren't bought into the scheme, and then also too, there is some personnel things. The type of personnel that you have to run this scheme, this team does not have, and I think it goes back to
none of it.
Not the defense.
Okay.
Not the defense. Yeah. You got all man corners. Mm-hmm. You got linebackers that can't cover.
That's fair.
What?
That's fair.
His scheme is highly contingent on your linebackers being sound. And that ain't happened here. And so for me, I think Dallas has to think really, first of all, I think Shotty needs to be involved. And I think Dallas needs to, reconvene and figure out what type of coordinator, defensive coordinator, do they want to pair with this offense, because you have not gotten even, like, this offense has been efficient, put up 30, and you ain't even got no turnovers. What?
What is that crazy? I think they've had 2 games with multiple turnovers.
2.
Yeah.
That's it. So for me, I'm just like, I need the Cowboys. To answer your question, I don't think that him being here next year is going to be beneficial because of all of the vitriol and the disagreement, and also too because of what I see on film. And I see guys on film not playing their assignment, not. It's a lot going on. So for me, I'm hoping that Dallas finds someone, or however they decide to do it, that is conducive to what they do as a team, and that whatever scheme that they're running is conducive to the gentlemen that they have in this locker room right now, because you got to build upon it. You're not just gonna start from scratch. So I'm a little over it. It's been that bad, y'all.
I think 3 weeks ago, I forgot who they played.
Philly, Kansas City.
After the game, I was, we're talking about the possibility of not being there at that time.
Tracking.
Right? And I didn't think at that time, regardless of how a lot of people may feel, how it looks, how they're at the bottom of every statistical category in the defensive categories you could get, I was really adamant that there wasn't going to be another change. Now, after hearing with Jerry Jones kind of changing his tune of what he said all season, it's coming together, it's sticking to this. But I think Jerry gets sometimes criticism about his job is not to watch tape, right? Like there's things that you're picking apart from what offense they're doing. He's not looking, but he knows the basics, right? He knows that was the worst quarterback that they have faced all season.
He knows J.J. McCarthy ain't supposed to be looking like that.
He knows, right? When you play a Giants team and Russell Wilson has his best game.
Yeah, well, he's senior.
But the storyline is that this is the get right
team.
This is the get right team.
It is.
Like, yes, you expect bumps and bruises when you have a new head coach and you swipe out literally the whole coaching staff outside of one last season, but not like this. Not when you see an offense who you could argue, same thing, continuity, right?
They had to figure it out.
They look good to me.
They had to figure it out. New coaches, new scheme.
Like you can only say that so many times, and you're going into now week 16, and you're still saying the same thing. And these quarterbacks who look god awful,
they just don't know how to play quarterback no more.
And to your point,
what
if we're not talking about, like, forget the records, forget the schemes, just look at the people who were supposed to have big jumps this year, just individually. The first one that comes to my mind was Dante Fowler, who came off this great season with the Commanders, right? How is that drop? How many times have we talked about him this season?
He ain't flashed a couple times this last couple weeks, but no,
not enough.
He had his best season, period, and
we were so excited about Maris Leafau. He's barely, what was it, 16 snaps was his highest snaps that he saw just last week, all season. Someone who's...
Overshown barely has any tackles since he's returned. He doesn't look...
And I can't, because his injury, I
kind of get it, but he's
hard.
Still is not.
So I get that point as well. Osa, I could argue before Quinnen got here.
Talk about it.
We just paid, he was supposed to be that guy.
Talk about it.
Like, there's just so many different guys that you could go from each level of defense who has had drop-off. And I would argue major drop-off.
Bland. Cleaner as the game went on last week. But
he had moments, it wasn't a...
all of a sudden his feet don't work.
Please.
All of a sudden his technique isn't good.
It's hard to say that it's everybody just got bad.
If everybody's failing the
on
test,
defense,
then teacher need to change it.
That's a good point about Maris, because he was playing the Mike position last year, sharing opportunities. So like he was trending upward. A guy who was very instinctual, tackling well, who could cover as well. I mean, and now it's like shooting through wrong gaps, just
super out of control. The linebacker position just looks like,
and that was supposed to be his bread and butter.
That's what's killing.
That was supposed to be. If everything else looked terrible, he knows. Eberflus knows how to get these linebackers, and that's the one thing we're like, hey, not only do we need one, we need two this offseason.
You hear
like,
me?
it's looking that bad. And listening to the radio as well, the fan, they were talking about pay scales and how high Eberflus is. I didn't even pay attention to that, to be honest, but when I heard it, and I believe it was Vic Fangio, the only one making more than him.
Huh?
Yeah, so I was trying to look that up.
What you say?
On that note, we're going to take our first break here on Girls Talk Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. We'll be right back.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Heck of a win, fellas.
Coach, the Cowboys beat us by 30 points.
No, I'm talking about my dog. He started eating fresh food from the farmer's dog and has lost 7 pounds.
Your senior dog with joint issues?
That's right, Steven. The pre-portioned meals of real meat and veggies help keep him lean, active, and feeling like a puppy again.
That's incredible. But what about the game?
The Cowboys smoked us. Hit the field, run some sprints.
Get 50% off your first box of the official pet food of the Dallas Cowboys. Only at thefarmersdog.com/Cowboys.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Celebrate the season at Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza, powered by Reliant at the Star in Frisco. Join us every Friday and Saturday night from November 21st to December 20th for an electrifying holiday performance. For details, visit thestardistrict.com.
Welcome back into Girls Talk Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. Nicole Hutchison, Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison, and I'm going to just let y'all know this in the chat. Go ahead and drop some questions if y'all want to know anything. We'll be obviously willing to ask or answer anything. But speaking of Christmas, yesterday we got a chance.
The transition is crazy.
We got a chance to do some stuff at the Salvation Army. It was so much fun.
I saw pictures. I saw you post a couple.
Getting in interactions with people. Obviously, like they send in their wish lists for their kids or families, and we just half of us go and pack them in the warehouse, and then the rest of us put them in, load them in the cars, in the gym. So I've been lifting some heavy stuff. I was able to easily do that.
And there was a lot of gifts too. I remember seeing them lined up out there.
That's so dope.
Yes, it is.
That part. Well,
Come
a
on,
lot of dope
philanthropy.
things happening in the community. Not so much dope things happening over here in Dallas. Just talking about, off camera, we were just talking about how I did see that video. HBO it was a cutaway of Jerry Jones. Very not so happy with that loss to the Vikings, and rightfully so. I think this team, we talk about the same stuff every year. Every year. Get right team. Struggling on defense. Trying to figure things out.
Yeah,
Stressing me out.
Yeah, for a while it's been the defense.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the full on defense, but even when you got into the playoffs, you couldn't stop the run. Like that's something like that's hurt you for so long now. Now you are a little bit more sound against the run, but you're not taking the ball away. You're not really setting up your offense in any way, shape, or form. I mean, you can't get out the field on third down. People be having 18-minute drives on you.
And you know what I don't like about this situation is Dak Prescott having to take the fall for everything that's going wrong with this team. Because the stat of having 2 playoff wins in 10 seasons that he's about to have, and then not making the playoffs 2 consecutive seasons, he went out when they played the Falcons. I think that was November last season. So that train was going somewhere else. But I hate that is
His story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I say it all the time. Like, I really hope that people, and I was happy about this season, like people really getting to see, because we see it, we cover him, we see Dak Prescott's a good quarterback. We see so much of what he covers up. But for everyone else on the outside looking in, of course, football is a team sport. It always falls on the quarterback. 9 times out of 10, like when you look at a lot of those playoff losses, it wasn't about him necessarily. He didn't help with some of the pressing he would do towards the end. But I agree with you. It really sucks that for so much of his career, this has kind of been the story, is that the Cowboys never have both things at once. It's always this or that. Like one unit's okay and the other unit's not good. And I am waiting. The only upside about what is going on right now to me is that offensively, you kind of got your foundation. Now, we got to figure out what happens with George. We got to figure out what happens with Javonte. But you got that young offensive line put together. You got the quarterback put together. You got CD. You got Ferd. You got Flanoy. You got that offense. And again, they have managed to do really well with no turnovers, no starting field position, no, like just so many things against them. So I'm less worried about what's happening about over there. I'd want them to still add to it, go PPA, all that stuff, free agency. But I am like, this is one of the few times that I remember that focusing on really figuring out the defensive side of the ball is going to be priority. That there's such a flashlight on it that you can't ignore it. It has to be fixed. And you have a centerpiece like a Quinnen Williams to really build around, and and Izzy Rockman, those guys. So for me, I'm like, I hate that this is happening this way, and I agree with you, Bree, but I'm like, hey, if this is what you need to focus on to get however many years left out of Dak in his prime, which is I don't know how long, then just go do it.
And that's
some
the
balance.
point. That's the point, because it's like, is he going to have the type of season next season
that he had this season?
And I mean, right now the Cowboys are not out, right? I say that with a smile and a smirk for obvious reasons. But do y'all want to see him taking hits for no reason when we get to those last 2 games of the season?
Let me tell you something. If I know of rain, I wish they would try to put Milton in. I seen it. He will act the fool. Like he don't.
That's fair.
He's a competitor, and I agree with you because he been getting lit up. He been getting lit up, and I be scared because he be getting like folded.
Yeah.
But he ain't gonna let nobody else.
I think we talk about the foundation. I don't like I don't know. Like I seen what it looks like when Dak goes down. Everyone, it's not like it's not like he's had one major injury in his career. He's had more than one. He's 32. He's having the season of his career. And I get it as a former athlete. I don't want to sit either. But if you're looking towards the future at that point, which this team is, I don't know. And maybe he comes and starts a series and then sits his butt down. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's just not getting the start or what have you. But it won't hurt Joe Milton, and I don't think it hurts this team at that point. When you're literally don't have anything to play for besides pride when we're talking about those last two games.
So we're going to take our second break here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk. We'll be right back.
Heck of a win, fellas.
Coach, the Cowboys beat us by 30 points.
No, I'm talking about my dog. He started eating fresh food from the farmer's dog and has lost 7 pounds.
Your senior dog with joint issues?
That's right, Steven. The pre-portioned meals of real meat and veggies help keep him lean, active, and feeling like a puppy again.
That's incredible. But what about the game?
The Cowboys smoked us. Hit the field, run some sprints.
Get 50% off your first box of the official pet food of the Dallas Cowboys. Only at thefarmersdog.com/Cowboys.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for us. If the men in your life bleed blue and silver like we do, I've found the perfect way to elevate their game day rituals. Gillette just released their best razor in Cowboys colors, and it is everything a Cowboys fan could want. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor combines his Cowboys pride with Gillette's best shave. And with 50% longer lasting blades, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's best shave is also available as heated.
Capture frame-worthy holiday photos with Santa at the Star, presented by Monument Realty. Santa will be spreading holiday cheer from November 21st all the way through Christmas Eve. For more information and to book your visit, head to thestardistrict.com/Santa.
Welcome back into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. Nicole Hutchison, Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison. Ladies, y'all excited for Christmas?
I'll be in D.C.
Huh?
Y'all excited for Christmas?
I'll be at the game, so again. Sure.
Okay.
I'm excited about the food. I'm going to see the lights.
Okay.
The lights.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
What else you doing?
Flashing. Lights.
Copyright. It's fine. Oh. I got excited.
Like,
it's all good. It's fine. Anything else planned? Well, you're going to be
just spending time with
I'll be in the studio.
With my people, probably snuggling up. I need to make some ginger snaps.
Never had that.
Do y'all bake?
Sometimes.
Can you bake? What do you bake?
Cookies. I just like to find recipes on Pinterest and then I copy them.
I'm going to get there one day.
It's okay.
One day I'll get there. It's fine. All right, talking about cooking. At Eberflus, struggling with that this season. Just talk about Mike Zimmer. I posed the question before of whether or not this defense would be better off with Mike Zimmer here for his second year. Do y'all think he would have gotten this defense on the right track eventually? Because, I mean, you made a good point. That defense last year started to improve and make improvements. Obviously, stopping the run was, a big challenge. But if they knew back then that Jerry would have made the acquisition like a Quentin Williams, like a Logan Wilson, I feel like that defense would have looked a little different, So, do you think that, Mike Zimmer would have had these guys playing, at a much higher level Yes? No?
I'm pretty sure they were better last year. Statistically, I can go look. I'm pretty sure they were better last year. I'm pretty sure they had more turnovers last year. They might not have been as good as against the run, but I'm going to go look. I think they were better against the pass. Your linebacker core looks stronger. Overshown, before he got injured, had his best season. Really looked like almost an all-pro that season. And Zimmer, I remember at the end of training camp, was talking about a defensive tackle. And to your point, he has that. He would have that now. It's kind of hard to say like shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all that stuff. But I do think that the defense was trending in the right direction, and that probably would have mediated the whole continuity thing, because that's the big issue, right? When we talk about like if they bring in another coach this year, is that everyone is aware that this team has changed coordinators multiple times. So to answer your question, maybe, but unfortunately, when a regime goes, mostly everybody goes. Like Lunda's special.
That's facts.
Lunda's special. Lunda Wells is special to be here. He must be really good at his job to still maintain after a whole, regime change. That doesn't happen like that most of the time. They clear house. So, maybe. I would assume maybe because the numbers was better, but they balled.
Yeah, buy-in's real. That's really what I have to say to that.
Oh, that's
buy-in
so
is
good.
real, and you saw this team buy-in towards the end. Granted, to the changes you saw, I don't think the buy-in is a team thing defensively, I guess, when it comes to Eberflus. I think talking to some guys, I will say there's a select few, especially coming back from the bye week, and I know Overshown was one guy that I talked to. What was that, about to be his second game back? And he was just talking about the energy in Vegas. And, it was right after everything that happened with Marshawn. And granted, it was not a good team on the other side. But he was saying that he felt like Eberflus was walking around, like, differently because he felt like, okay, he saw the changes, or he saw his scheme kind of come into play, if you will, right? Again, a select few. I don't think people have bought in completely like you need to. I mean, even going back to our first segment, talking about Trevon Diggs, that's your leader in there that literally told us he's not bought into the system, that he thinks you need to, go play more man, like what they're comfortable in doing. So, I think that's the biggest thing. But is Zimmer... Possibly. I can't play the could have, would have, should have, because there's a lot of things with this team that could have, we could have played the game if Micah was still here, right? And then you brought in Quentin, what that could have looked like. But, yeah, that game's too painful.
I'm just kidding. They were last in almost everything last year, too.
I'm done.
The more sacks. 38 sacks on the year.
More turnovers?
The door.
Huh? What?
More turnovers?
I'm about to look. I'm trying to look. Wait.
Oh, yeah. Passing defense, they were 17th in the NFL. Rushing defense, total defense, they were 28th in the NFL.
About the same.
Rushing defense, they were 29th. Which
They better
they're
this
much
year.
better this year.
They had 28 turnovers last year. How many they had this year? They had 14 interceptions last year, 14 fumbles lost, and they have...
I got you. Sorry, here we go. Cowboys. Sorry, it's a lot of numbers to look through.
I'm just sitting here with the...
They have 6 interceptions this year. They are 27th in the NFL. They have forced fumbles, 7. And sacks, they have 29.
Your face looks like you found something.
29.
No, I was saying because she said fumbles. So you cut that in half. Interceptions, they had 14 last year. How many they had this year?
6.
That's 8 more. And then...
Got 3 games left.
And then they had 38 sacks last year.
They have 29 this year. Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. Not really.
It's not fine. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I am over it. Like, just
It's going back to Aisha's point in the first segment, to be able to average roughly 30 points per game and to be on a trajectory of having a losing season. It's
not
tough.
normal. And that's I know that I feel like we come in here on Mondays and it's hard to not like really at the offense. But it's just because we feel the pressure of if they do not perform, then it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And I just think once you really look within the offense, like these little things, this is a first-year offense, you know, almost completely different shift than what you were doing last year. I knew there was going to be some growing pains with some of the penalties and things like that. They have so much. The things that they need to fix are very fixable. The things they need to work on are very fixable, especially starting with the tackle position and stuff like that. But that's just hasn't been the case on the defense,
And their offense is putting up these numbers with, again, a special teams unit that don't look that special this season and putting them in bad field position to start. Like,
is that another coaching? Is that another conversation that we need to have? Like, we're not talking about it enough, but you have seen a special teams unit that played well. Even they were one of the better units last year, despite the fact that the offense and the defense, you didn't have your quarterback for some time, and your defense was meh. That they still looked like a stronger unit. You definitely, Bones Fossil is one of the best. I'm not going to take anything away from him. Is that another unit we need to be? Is that another
100%
coordinator we need to be talking about? Like, hey, what's happening moving forward?
I feel like it's getting kind of
because they have their numbers have dropped as well.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of getting overlooked a little bit because
there's other problems.
There's so many other issues, but you do have a Brandon Aubrey that is pretty much saving you. So you sometimes don't think about punt coverage and things like that, but it has not been talked about.
And anger. Hey, I bet you, I know good and well anger is, he been working hard. What?
I'm sick of you. It's fine. We did not get a chance to talk about draft. We got a few minutes left in the show.
What are we talking about?
What position would you draft first? And are you going by position of need or best player available? Is that how you would draft?
It depends on how many people. It depends on what happens, which is important. Like if Dallas, to answer your question, if Dallas is going to change coordinators, they need to do it very quickly. You need to do it very quickly at the end of the season or whenever you decide to go.
That would be nice.
It would be nice because you need to get another human in here and figure out what you're going to do, pre-draft and all that stuff.
Have him involved in the draft process.
Please.
Yes, that would probably, if we learned any lessons.
Yeah.
That would probably help.
So, what am I going to draft? You know what? Defensive end is feeling like a need more than what I thought. Because Fowler on a short-term deal, yes?
Yeah.
What's the other hand?
Clowney? You got to keep
Clowney is on a short-term deal. Shabba-dabba-dabba-da. Who's the other edge?
You only got
Sam Williams on his last.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed. This was. Yeah.
So it's supposed to be his year.
Oh, copyright.
You gonna sing again?
Yeah, I was about to sing Backstreet Boy.
It's okay.
No, I know what song.
You okay? Keep going.
What else? Jonathan Ezra, who needs somebody. Solomon Thomas is what on a
DT
1 year, but he does do some edge stuff.
Yeah.
You ain't got no edges.
Yeah.
You ain't get you. So edge might be important. Your interior is okay. You can re-sign Kenny Clark. Hopefully you can figure out how to do that with bonuses and all that stuff. You got Quentin Williams, Oso Digizua. You need to figure out your edges outside of, because most of those guys are on short deals, and I might be edge or corner.
I was gonna say I'm going BPA for whatever defensive.
BPA, of course. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying defense. I don't care what on offense is shiny in the early rounds. Like, you got to invest.
What if they take a tackle?
I was just about to ask, what if they take?
They're sick, so they might.
We had this conversation last.
We have it every year.
What is that? You're like, they won't go line.
They did.
And I like it.
Booker's been awesome. Booker's. I was only okay with it because Booker was a league-ready player, and he showed you that.
Very much so.
But other than that, I'm gonna get into the
just save this tape. Just to see what.
Also, for Kenny Clark, he has 2 more years on his deal.
Oh, awesome! Just kidding.
Yeah. So then you got Kenny, and then that's
Kenny,
of course,
Quentin. Your interior
is fine.
Good. You got Jay Tuio on the back end. Let him get grown man weight on him. I don't know what happened to Perion Winfrey this year. That's something we did not talk about enough because he sure been. I'm ready.
They got a couple of them.
I'm prepared. I've been ready to play.
But that's a lot of the guys in that locker room that have said, Trevon Diggs.
Because they looking at what's happening. They like,
Yeah.
what? Put me in, go. Put me in,
There's
go.
a couple of Twitter fingers right now.
All right. You said so defensive end. Who's second?
Oh, Jesus. It would be defensive end and linebacker. Because if your front seven better, it's going to help your secondary. But, baby, all levels, just go BPA.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't go wrong. Just go
That's what I'm saying.
BPA. Just go BPA.
Yeah.
Because if it's a linebacker, if it's a defensive end,
I'm not
if it's
mad
a
at
corner,
any
if it's a safety,
besides the interior D-line. Like, I'm not mad at anything that they add in there.
it could be a safety. Because Wanye Thomas, unfortunately, we saw that, and he dealt with the migraines. Marquise Bell struggled at points this year.
Very interested to see what the safety position looks like next season. We already talked about them being the age.
Long in the tooth.
Getting banged up. Both of them, I think, spent time on. Yes.
Malik Hooker was on IR this season. Dono wasn't, but he did battle some injuries.
BPA.
So BPA.
You can't go wrong.
Okay. Get in a
Surprise
DC
us.
early. Get a DC early if that is the way they decide to go. But if they decide to keep Matt Eberflus, then they've got some conversations to talk about as far as the scheme, and then you got to figure out, obviously, at draft who you draft to fit the scheme.
Some guys they're gonna have to go out in free agency. You need a linebacker in free agency.
Yeah,
free and a good one at that.
That part.
Yeah, not the I got a couple coupons
Not the coupons.
here holding up the line.
I'm sick of you.
A good one. You need to get some of these guys in free agency. You're not going to be able to draft them and let them develop. And then, like Bree was talking about, Dak,
The window.
is 32. Show it. How it's doing? It's closing. Look.
On that note, this has been a great show.
You see it
The window is closing.
Yeah,
That's my
show
window.
No, it's the fingers. The fingers.
I'm over you. All right. That's a wrap for today's show. We'll be back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. on Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign. For Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison, I'm Nicole Hutchison. We'll be back here tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!